yo.
Hello, and welcome to yet again another episode of Bibles by Blacks.
Woohoo! Hey, everybody.
Hello. Hi, Miss Jaye.
Hi.
How are you?
Regina, I'm maintaining, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The pollen has attacked me. I've been sneezing and coughing for the past week. So if at any point during this episode you hear me, do something ungodly, it's just the pollen.
Yeah. And this is real, people, so
Yes.
I ain't going to pause it or edit it out.
Nah,
You're
I'm
going to
just
hear
gonna-
all the sniffles and the...
Just imagine me giving y'all the church finger and be like, excuse me.
Oh, wow.
But yes.
So the weather here is acting very funky again as well. It's
terrible.
In Atlanta. It was a nice, almost 80 degrees yesterday,
Yeah.
the day before, and it's now gloomy and rainy and freezing.
And it was cold.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
cold.
freezing.
I don't know.
I'm like, why am I putting on my heat on April? What is this? What's going on?
God said April Fools.
Right.
Y'all thought you was gonna have some warm weather. Nice.
Look, God been saying April Fool's since he done made everything. Like, he tired of everybody.
That's very much true. Which being tired of people is actually what this episode is going to be about today. We are venturing into Moses Part 3.
This is the final chapter.
Yes. Oh boy. I be feeling bad for Moses, as I not only we watched these movies and been doing our research and study on this on this topic, but as y'all all know, we left off from last week's episode where they departed. He parted the sea, made it across.
I'm still cracking up at that.
He escaped the people. Okay.
Yeah.
And
He gave the people freedom.
a whole bunch of freedom they ain't never had for centuries.
Yes.
And he gets all the way to Mount Sinai, and these people lost their entire mind.
I mean, just picture like a straight Atlanta Freaknik 92 era type of lost their mind to the 10th power.
Don't judge us Freaknik people, because I was one of them people out there in the
I
streets.
couldn't make it a Freaknik. I was too young, but neither here nor there.
What a time. What a time.
What a time. You had to be there. You had to be there.
I mean, you're right. That's pretty much what happened. And so, the Bible says that he goes up the mountain. And I think he takes Joshua with him. So
Yeah.
I remember you saying Joshua was in the Cecil DeMille's
Yeah.
version of the Ten Commandments.
He was like the hype man for Moses.
Right. And he kept showing up, which he don't show up in the Bible until after they've made their great escape.
I'm cracking up because the way Joshua just kept popping up in the movie, it was like, he's back again? They ain't find him? Like, what?
Right. Like he just...
He's like, Moses!
Right. He would just be gone and then all of a sudden appear.
They need you!
Where did you come from?
Don't worry about it.
Like what horse did you ride in on? They probably look
I use a horse.
How did you get here? We in the desert.
I use my feet.
Oh my God.
I ran to find you.
That reminds me. I told you I went and watched the gods, the Exodus Gods and Kings. Yes, I found another Moses movie, you guys. It's directed by Ridley Scott. It's starring a lot of great actors and actresses again, but they just don't fit the description.
No.
You got Christian Bale as Moses.
That don't even sound right.
It doesn't. And Sigourney Weaver is the Pharaoh's wife.
That don't sound right at all.
It's just, y'all go and Google it and look it up. But Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad plays Joshua.
No.
And the same way in the old movie that he just keeps popping up, it keeps popping up in this movie. And you're just like they... At one point, when I guess Moses, before he had, learned about his roots and who he was, they were beating Joshua.
What?
And he was, doing his architecture thing, whatever.
Oh yeah,
because
he's a stone cutter.
Yeah, and he was doing something, and they were beating him, and it was like they kind of glazed over it. It was really weird, y'all. It was like Christian Bale is with his entourage, and he walks by, he sees him getting beaten, and then Aaron Paul's character, Joshua, looks up at him and smiling. And he was like,
why he smiling?
Like, yeah, he was like, does he always smile like that when he gets beat? And they're like, something's wrong with him. We think he likes it. I was like, what in the world?
I just want to know who signed off on that project, because the way you described it, they didn't stick to the word at all. They didn't even follow the Cecil DeMille movie as a guideline. They didn't even follow Prince of Egypt. They made their own thing.
They did their whole own thing. I was telling Miss Jaye that it was all scientifically explained.
Yeah.
Is what they tried to do in this movie, which I get that for those people who aren't Christian, maybe for
flat
entertainment
earthers.
purposes. Yeah. Flat earthers. But yeah, I was telling her that instead of he'll never have no rod in this movie.
How does Moses not have a rod?
He ain't had no rod, bruh. He ain't have it. And so in this version of the movie, he didn't turn the Red Sea into blood. It was some gigantic Jurassic Park looking crocodiles came out of nowhere, started eating the fishermen that were just in their boats, and then the crocodiles started eating each other, and all of that blood from all of that eating, tearing bodies and creatures apart is how the Nile became bloody.
Y'all had one job for
gosh.
this movie. How cool would that have been?
To actually stick to it. 2000, I think this movie was 2018, 2015.
Yeah. Oh, so this is recent. So you have all the CGI tools in the world.
So many tools.
Y'all could have had Christian Bale blow on the water and be like,
you could have had, as we said before, Morgan Freeman.
I mean,
playing Moses.
Let me secure some backing. I'll make my own Moses movie at this point.
It was.
I'm ready.
The part that really, really made me giggle was instead of the parting of the Red Sea, they were sleeping like it was on a beach, like they were resting, the Israelites, and they were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And Moses was like, oh no. And so he was like, let's rest for a bit. And he prayed and he went to sleep. And then I don't know if it was Joshua or somebody else who woke him up and was like, hey, Moses, look. And so he wakes up and he looks at don't look at me like that.
Y'all should see my face.
Then he looks at this sea.
God.
And it was low tide.
No.
And so the tide got so low that they were able to cross the entire Red Sea.
Instead of as we know, parting of the Red Sea just went low.
It went low.
It
went low. Yes, like low enough for a toddler to walk through it. An entire sea. And then what happens when the tide gets really, really low, real fast like that?
The sea creatures.
What happens in the world currently as we live in?
The drought.
What scientifically, like when the water goes down real fast and sucks in.
Erosion?
No.
Gosh, I don't know, Alex. Like what?
It's a gigantic tsunami.
Oh, I sound like so sorry, y'all. I'm smart, I promise.
She is very smart.
I'm just tired.
Yes, oh Lord, because we've had a week, but
so tired.
Yes, so as the water shrinks really quick and sucks out, just like science says, and when it happens rapidly, that means a gigantic tsunami wave is coming.
Right.
So when the tide got low and everyone ran across, and then the chariots and the Egyptian catched up, by then it's time for the tsunami to come and smash everything.
Who wrote that
the sea
movie?
There was no godly intervention of a sea parting and coming back. It was tide and tsunami. I was laughing so hard.
My soul's
I said, oh my goodness.
That's so terrible.
Wow. And I think that's pretty much where that movie ends. And then it does a quick fast forward to, of course, the Ark of the Covenant and the Ten Commandments. They don't even cover him going Mount Sinai like the other.
It's just too much. It's too much. It's too godly for the. I guess.
I guess in the millennial age, it was just like, oh, we can't talk about none of the
So this is the Moses for the TikTok generation.
Oh, I guess. And if you and for the people who want something to scientifically explain what happened, then you can go by that movie.
Yeah, I'll stick with my Cecil DeMille movie. Thank you.
I'll stick with Prince of Egypt any day. Okay,
and of course the Word, because
there's that. That's why
So yeah.
So these people, which God bless them, because we've been talking about how strong they are in their faith, right? And they was believing for a savior. Moses came in, saved the people, did all of these miracles of the plagues, parted a whole entire Red Sea in front of your eyes.
With the rod. Yeah.
Okay, saved you. Y'all start journeying.
Yeah.
And
across
then
the Red Sea.
Y'all start complaining.
Not even a minute later. It's like, I think we were saying in the last episode, it wasn't even like a couple of days had passed.
No.
By the time they crossed the Red Sea on their way to it's Canaan, right?
I don't even think or 48 hours had before they were like, it's dry.
So
it's hot out here.
You talking about tens of thousands of people. And it only takes like one person to start the complaint train.
Oh my God.
And it just like carries on out. So like in the movie, they of course back up. In the Cecil DeMille movie, the 1956 movie of Moses, the Ten Commandments, they condensed that whole part. It's like immediately after they crossed, they're like, well, what's going on? Where's Moses? What do we do? What do we do? And Moses is busy up on Mount Sinai talking to God. He's getting everything together. I mean, he is working. The man is still working.
Yep.
Bless his heart. And these folk down there at the bottom are ready to just like throw in a towel. And it's described as like chaos. What's the other word? Debauchery. There's another word that I'm looking for. Just
hedonism.
Yes. And everything just like crashes. And in the movie, it's also kind of like, in the Bible too. They just start having an orgy,
girl,
amongst themselves,
Lord
and they start stomping on grapes to make wine.
What frustrates me, and I ain't even God, okay, and I ain't trying to be him. I love my Lord. Thank you, Lord, for being such a patient
right?
Because when you read the Bible, it ain't but 2 chapters,
right,
before they start complaining. I'm looking at Exodus chapter 6, and, they departed. It says, this is the 15th day on the 2nd month. And it says, the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron in the wilderness. They said to them, would that we had died by the hand of Jehovah in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, when we did eat bread to the full, for you have brought us forth unto this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
Ciao.
And at that point, God, Jehovah said, all right, Moses, I hear them complaining. I'm going to rain some bread from heaven for you.
Yes.
Now, I just... If I am seeing miracle after miracle after miracle,
right,
you would think I would shut my mouth and
absolutely
just relax and follow this journey on through.
I don't have nothing to say.
I don't got nothing to say. I ain't got no slick comments. I ain't got no complaints. Nothing.
No.
Because as they're saying, this is, I guess, you know how people talk about God in multiple names, right?
Yeah.
Like this is where he's Jehovah Jireh, my provider, I guess. And he's providing.
Jamaicans love saying that, by the way. Well, sorry. Got to throw it in there.
Okay. Jamaican, so I can't say that. But he is providing every single thing they need. They said, we hungry. He rains bread from heaven.
Yeah.
They're like, after the bread to get tired out, he's like, okay, fine. I'm going to send manna.
Right.
He gets the manna. Then at one point, I think they get thirsty. And
he breaks like, the rock.
Because they try to, I think they come up against another body of water. And they're like, oh, this water's too salty. We can't drink from this water.
Complain.
Can you imagine? They walk in.
This water don't taste right. Is
girl,
it filtered?
They're like, hey, Jay, I don't know if it's me, but can you taste some of this water? It tastes a little salty to me.
Let me try it. Where's this? Dasani? I don't like this one.
They act like they were drinking what is it?
Deer Park. or the Glacier one from the Dollar Tree.
They were probably drinking Kroger brand water is what they act like. Right. And they're like, this isn't fresh spring. Okay.
Y'all so ungrateful.
I need Voss. Okay.
Ooh.
I need a glass of Voss water.
Voss.
Is how they really were acting. They had got so, I guess, high and mighty and full of themselves that every time God was like, okay, all right, fine. I know it's hot. Okay, yes, you need some food. Here's some food. Rain down on you. Rain down on me. So he was providing for them, and it was almost every little itty bitty obstacle they came across, they complain.
I don't see how, like, I get people get antsy or whatever, but after all that, like you said earlier, I would have shut my mouth. I would just sat there and be like, okay, I'll wait. Whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna wait, because I just saw y'all part a whole body of water in front of me. I'm gonna just be chill.
Right. I just saw a whole wall of water created with fish still floating in it.
Right.
And yet, I'm still gonna complain.
I don't get it.
That's like our favorite song. I've had some good days.
Some bad days. And won't complain. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that song. He should have been there. He should have been one of the people, part of the congregation.
I mean,
because somebody needed to steer these people the right way. Because by then, I guess they had got too familiar with Moses and Aaron, and they just kept trying them.
They really did. And in the movie, they tried the mess out of Aaron. Like, they just made him a punk. Like,
what? When?
In the movie, like, during this whole ordeal, because, like I said, the movie just condensed everything. They start to build the golden calf out of the jewelry and stuff. That man said, Aaron can do it. He can go ahead and fashion us a golden calf. And Aaron was like, I'm not doing that. What? But he did it anyway. But yeah, they straight punked him.
That's so messed up. Mm-hmm. First of all, nowadays people don't give Aaron no props anyways. They act like he didn't even partake in any of the miracles.
That's true.
And then they try to make him a whole punk.
You should have seen... I encourage every listener to just go back and just watch little key pieces of both the movies, both the Prince of Egypt and the Moses movie, because the look on Aaron's face was like, I just can't believe these folk got me. Wait, can y'all... I can't believe these folk got me making this.
I mean, it's almost like they held a gun to him. It's pretty much like, if you don't do this, we gonna kill you.
Pretty much.
Because they kept saying, you don't know if Moses is alive. He might be dead.
And meanwhile, Moses working. Like, what? Like, can you give him a minute?
So, in my mind, this is what's going on. Moses and Joshua done, took
good old Joshua.
They done climbed the whole mountain. Doot. They up there having a conversation with God. I think Joshua, though, wasn't allowed to actually be in front of God.
I don't think so.
But Moses was.
I think Joshua was not that far down. Like, okay. Like a watch.
Right. Probably he was like, hey.
Guard.
Right. Yeah. Like, if anybody tried to come up here, handle business.
Right.
While I'm up here talking to my man.
He was a bouncer, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like it to me. Because I mean, he did become a really big warrior. Actually,
Joshua was checking IDs at the door.
Hey, man, what you here for? You ain't fit the dress
code.
You can't get in. So, Moses up there, he talking, him and God chopping it up like, hey, I appreciate what you've done. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you, bringing my people through. You held through on the miracles. Yep. I appreciate it. You held us down. Mm-hmm. You parted that sea. Mm-hmm. We done got here.
Yep.
So now, you've been giving us manna from heaven. I think he said sent him some quails.
Quail eggs or something.
Yeah, he was feeding the people, and he was probably like, all right, well, what's next? And God was probably like, all right, I know how this is gonna go.
I've been here before.
It's like I actually built this whole earth and these humans of mine. So I already know it's about to go down and people gonna get reckless. So let's give them some instructions and rules, because I guess there's no law really up till this point.
No.
Now, everybody's supposed to live morally, right? Like, you ain't supposed to just be murdering people. And, there's, rules and adultery and all that stuff. But I guess he was like, let's write it down.
Let's have proof. Okay.
We need documentation.
Moses, grab a pen
and write this down.
Take note. So
they said, I need to find this in the scripture, but because I think at first it was, he went up, he's having the conversation with God. They said, I think this is when they said that they can see like the lightning and thunder, like the Israelites down in the camp can see all the way up in the mountain, the top of the mountain, thunder and lightning, and they scared. Because I think at one point they tried to G up and was like, hey, you keep talking, saying that you talking to God. How we know you really talking to God?
Well, it was like, Moses,
right?
You punk,
right? And so Moses was like, oh, okay, so y'all don't believe me? You don't believe that I'm getting the word from God? Bet I'm gonna have him come talk to y'all. And I think like God at one point came and his voice opened and it like trembled, and they was like, ah! Oh, and they was like, wait a minute, never mind.
Like that was him. That was him?
Yeah, they were like, never mind. All right, it's almost like they pushed Moses and they were like, you go talk to him. And you just tell us what he says. We don't want to talk to him no more.
Good Lord.
So they said that there was like lightning and thunder coming, that they could see it, which I think let me find that.
I'm trying to look for it too.
Is where it was actually the commandments being transcribed.
Yes.
Yeah. So he up there handling business, getting the laws from he himself.
Sky Daddy.
And he said, okay, we got everything written down. Now go take it down and tell the people. Can you, girl? And Moses came down from that mountain to a whole orgy, a golden calf.
The stomped grapes turned into wine. The girls going, the city girls was in there doing their thing.
Everybody was twerking.
It just looked like bedlam.
It was Twerk Fest 2020. It was
Twerk Fest 2020 up in there. Like, what?
Oh my, he came down so like disappointed and shocked. He was like, what the?
As he should.
What in the hell is going on?
Because he would. Because in the movie, he was mad. He was like, I'm condensing, y'all. He was like, I've been up there working. I'm getting these commandments for y'all. If you want to be on the right side of the good, come on this side. If you want to stay over here and be bad, you stay over there. And he threw the tablets at the people. Like, you know what? I just can't take now one of y'all no more. I'm tired of it. It's like, oh.
I know, right? How about you be? First of all, while these people was down there having a whole orgy and whatnot, where the kids at? Then they put them to bed.
Nobody was watching the children.
Nobody was watching the children.
And I bet the animals was having an orgy too.
I bet you the animals. I'm telling you, the animals is sick of us. Them animals were sitting there like, ugh.
These humans are so ghetto.
She naked. Ew, is that a piercing on her nipple?
Oh my God. I don't know y'all didn't. No.
I can't watch it out of my eyes.
Oh my God.
So
but yeah,
they acted a whole fool. He came down, like you said in the movie. He threw it so hard.
He threw it so hard, like it split the ground.
Yes.
And people were like
people died that day.
People died that day. He was like, I'm gonna separate y'all real quick. Yep. And it created like a little fissure in the ground and just pew.
Yeah, bye. Some people got sucked up. Yeah, he was like, "I'm not having this.
I'm done with you."
And Aaron, that's when he said, Aaron looked so scared. He was like, "They made me do it."
Aaron dropped the little tool so fast. He said, "Mm-mm." Moses, nope, nope. I'm telling you right now, I had nothing to do with it. My name is Paul. Not really, but that's between y'all. I didn't do it. Mm-mm.
Man, he said, "I they made me do it." Moses looking at him so disappointed, like. What? He's like, I don't know. They just started throwing their jewelry at me. And then somebody bought me a heated pot and they made me melt it into, I don't know. I didn't want to do it, but they made me do it.
Yeah. I was like, this is so sad. I was cracking up, but it's still not a good thing. But before Moses threw the tablets, God told him what the 10 Commandments were. So you want to discuss those really fast?
Yes.
Are we at that point?
Even though nowadays we just as bad, I don't think half people follow the 10 Commandments anymore.
And I just want to just give you a little pivot. When I was younger, I was scared as all get out to break these 10 Commandments, including the one about marriage. You're supposed to be, yeah, but including the one about marriage. I'm 9 years old. What I know about being married and stepping out into adultery. But I was like, nope. I'm not gonna break none of these commandments.
You
nope.
10 talking about I will never commit adultery. You don't even know what that means.
Right. Didn't even know what it means, but I was scared as all get out. But anyhow, we can briefly discuss these. So commandment 1, obviously, because of that golden calf, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. And that ties into the Egyptians because they had false idols everywhere. Mm-hmm. Every turn, every nook and cranny in Egypt was a false idol. Commandment 2, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Now, how do you interpret that? What do you think what's your interpretation of that?
You said graven image?
Graven image, yes. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 4.
Is that the one where it's like, okay, yeah, thou shalt make unto thee a graven image or likeness of anything that is heaven or above. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the one that, forgive me for saying this, audience, but I believe that's the one that the Muslims really stick straight through. Like, you're not supposed to actually have an image of Jesus or image of God or an image of any, like it says, anything in heaven. Mm-hmm. Because it says, thou shalt not make unto thee a graven image, nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Mm-hmm. And thou shalt not bow thyself unto them, nor serve them. So I think that's the whole thing. It's like, people take that first part of an image. It's not so much the image. It's more of you aren't supposed to worship that image. Right. So that it ties into the whole don't have any other gods before me. Yeah. Don't make no golden calf and be out there putting it all up on no altar, worshiping and praising it is what he was saying. Because it's just not a coincidence, you all, that the first commandments are exactly against the things that they were Israelites just did. Right. Because he was like, oh, so now, because I think, honestly, I don't know if the first time he came down was the first order? Was the 10 Commandments. Who knows what was written on those original tablets, because he was so mad he broke them. He was so mad at them people that he broke the whole tablet. I need to find that scripture.
One of the commandments is probably like, don't wear the color green, and he broke the commandment.
Man,
I gotta start over. We gotta start over.
Right. He smashed the whole stone. You gotta be mad to smash some stone tablets. That's some force. Okay.
Oh man.
So I think this is, if I remember correctly, he wrote some stuff down that we will never know.
Yeah.
And then he had to go back and get it.
Can you imagine? God, can we start over? Because I broke the tablets when I went down there.
Like, you know what? It's all good because I saw what was going on. Let me make these first 2 rules.
Okay, so you with me? Because
don't have any other gods before me.
Because did you see what they were doing down there? Did you see
that? Man,
that's not even right. It's not even right, Lord.
It's not.
Okay, Commandment 3: thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. That means basically don't be using God's name as a cuss word.
Right. Well, I think it's that plus the isn't it like that plus the blasphemy? Doesn't the blasphemy part fall into that too?
I think so.
Yeah. Like in other words, don't be like blaming stuff on God as well.
Let me see what the King James Version got to say.
That's what I'm at. I'm
Oh,
looking.
yeah?
Wait, nope. I somehow got switched to, what is ASV?
NLT?
No.
Oh,
I don't even know what ASV is.
okay, I got it.
Wow.
It says, thou shalt, I think I did right. Yeah. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that, again, I am a little confused sometimes, y'all, because my mom's side of the family is Baptist and my dad's side of the family is Catholic.
Oh,
so
my God.
sometimes
Oh, my God.
I had to pretty much take both instructions and create some type of summary from my understanding.
A summary.
Because I especially because my grandfather is a Baptist preacher and my grandmother is just a very, very, very devout Catholic. So during our summers, when I got shipped for 1 month to one side and then another 1 month to another side, my Sunday Bible study was very confusing for me growing up.
Dang.
Because I was like, no, but doesn't it mean? And yeah, it was a very confusing experience. This is why I'm non-denominational now. I'm like,
know,
listen,
right?
I just go by the Bible. I don't
Just read what it say.
I can't do all
read and apply, y'all.
Read and apply.
Okay? Read and
Man.
apply.
So I think that's from my understanding, again, from what was taught to me as a child, that, don't, like you said, don't be cussing.
Right.
No GDs around here. And then on top of that.
No GDs.
Just saying. No GDs around here. And then don't also like try to blame stuff.
Yeah. I would never blame.
People do it all the time.
People do it all the time, but it's just weird to me. But like,
It is weird.
Okay. Number 4. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Okay. And remember, we
Yes.
talked about that in the Genesis episode because we
Yeah.
confused. The Sabbath was supposed to be the 7th day, but because we are now on the Roman calendar, which switched some of the stuff, in America, we just have both days as the days of no work, both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I am cool
Yeah.
with that.
Because, I mean, it says 6 days you're supposed to do your labor and work, but then the 7th is the holy day. But again, we just trying to cover all bases because we don't know which
And
calendar
I think
this
God
was based on.
understands. So
Yeah.
I think God understands. We just going, it's fine. Just,
Yeah.
Okay, number
Okay,
5.
what's the next one?
Oh, my favorite. No, not my favorite. My mom and daddy's favorite.
Okay.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
So
I had to read it like
have
that.
2 kids, and I throw this at them all the time. I don't mind it. I don't mind using
I don't
the
mind you using
commandment.
it either.
But hey.
It's right there.
You supposed to honor your mother and your father. Don't be giving me no lip.
Yeah, it's
No
true.
talk back.
Yeah. And yeah, I heard that growing up several times.
Mind the mouth that feeds you.
Right. Especially, I heard it from my grandmother. And I'm like, it doesn't say honor the grandmother.
Ooh, no, you
I didn't say that out loud.
Oh,
But I'm just
okay.
like, you're saying it like I'm not reading the text. Like, I get it. Like, jeez.
I know, because Black people do like to kind of mix it up. We just turn it into
Right.
honor your elders, respect your elders.
Yeah, I
right?
was like, but that's not what it says. I mean, I
really
respect
doesn't.
you, but that's not what it says.
Right, it just says honor your mother and your father.
Yeah,
Like,
but that is a favorite amongst parents, which I don't blame. I respect it.
Now, what I want to point out is what's interesting. Not saying that the order of the commandments has some weight, but it's interesting that is before this next one. You need
Number
to
6.
honor your mother and your father before you.
Don't kill nobody. Don't do it. And it's so simple. Just don't kill.
Right. That one, he didn't even go in no explanation.
She said, literally, thou shalt not kill.
4 words. Okay.
That's it.
All the other ones have a little bit more explanation behind it.
Yeah.
This one, he was like, point blank,
That's it.
don't kill.
God said, I done seen too much
He said, listen.
before all of this. I seen a brother kill his own brother. I can't.
It's been too much foolishness all around here.
That's so sad. Okay, number 7. This is the one I was scared of too, growing up, because I'm weird. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Oh, child, that's a heavy one.
We all know what that one means.
Child.
If you don't, I'm explaining it real quick.
Break it down.
That means, for those of you listening,
Wait, hold up. Okay, it's on. Go ahead.
Yeah, is this thing on? Hello?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. If you're married, close your legs to married
What do you
men.
mean say close your legs to married men? And shoot, close your legs to married women too. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. It didn't say women shall not commit adultery.
Right.
It doesn't say wives thou shall not commit adultery.
It says thou.
It says thou, as in
y'all.
Anybody that's married. Don't you do it. Okay. Keep your clothes to married men. Keep your legs closed to married men. And you keep your legs closed to married women.
Stay away from each other, okay?
Just, man.
Open your wife's leg. Ooh, that sounded so bad. I mean, why not? Shoot. Okay.
Why? I don't even see. It's too much. Too many people in this world, for one, and then there's too much going on. If you're not happy in a relationship,
please walk.
Just break it on off.
Walk, get counseling, whatever. But just
yeah.
We could have a whole episode about that one commandment alone.
Man,
we
could.
Now, this commandment is further down, like how you were saying, like how the other ones are more weighted than this one. I think this should be pretty high too. Number 8, thou shalt not steal.
It's very easy, but I'm pretty sure like 90% of the world has broken that commandment.
Okay,
Confession
time. Story time. Okay, so when I was little, I had sticky fingers. I used to remember that store Eckerd's. Yeah, remember Eckerd's?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like a drugstore.
Yes. They used to have like gum by the register.
They
like
still do. I don't know why they do it anymore, but they do. It's right up in the front, the candy.
But I would be with my grandmother, okay? And I'm going to say it like this. She didn't stop me, okay? Because she
saw you.
She saw me. She saw me take that bubblicious. She did.
Not bubblicious.
So my little grubby fingers would be like, ooh. Could just take the gum off the thing.
All up on camera.
They didn't have cameras like that in the 80s. So no. The only camera that saw me was God. I broke a commandment. Oh my God.
That's to say, I think everyone honestly has, because I know I have walked out by I have accidentally stolen something.
Like recently, like.
Yeah, I mean, in my adult life, yes. So y'all know how, first of all, I hate going to the grocery store. I really do. But when especially someone like me who hates going, we try to get everything when we do go.
Right.
So I had a basket full of stuff. And so much to where I used the under basket thing. And I know I pushed right on out after checking out with a whole 64 load bottle of Tide.
Dang.
Detergent. I sure did.
Pause really fast.
Okay.
Hold on. Did this happen where you live currently or in your previous life on a different side of town?
It happened on the south side. Yeah.
Okay, because, wow, nobody stopped you at the door?
Ain't nobody stopped me.
Wow.
Nobody stopped me. And then I got to my car and started unloading. I was like, oh, I don't think I paid for this. But because I hate going to the grocery store, I was like, I ain't going back in there. They just gonna have to catch me on the next one.
And you know what people say? That's just a blessing. That was a blessing from God.
That's so not
we
a
all
blessing.
say that.
I don't know
y'all
why.
Can't sit here and tell me y'all don't say that.
I don't say that.
No, don't
say,
lie.
Oops, I stole something. Oh well.
Oh.
I'm gonna make it up to him next
so
time.
You don't ever say, oh, I think God wanted me to have that.
No.
64 ounce.
No, God did not mean for me to accidentally steal that big old gallon jug of Tide.
Didn't intended to steal. You just forgot it was in your undercarriage.
I did. I honestly forgot
so
it.
But it
wasn't like I got home.
Right.
I was right there in the parking lot. I could have took the whole thing and turned around and paid for it. But
you would have gotten busted. They'd be like, you meant to take that out of here.
Right. But I was tired, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the grocery store. So I wasn't going back up in there.
So we've still stole gum and Tide in our previous lives.
I mean, the Tide ain't the only time it's happened. It's happened.
I mean, I'm not stealing nobody's car. I'm not gonna do that.
Yes. No, I'm not. No grand theft auto.
No, I'm not stealing. Property or squatting or taking a dog or people take furniture off people's front lawn and stuff. I don't do none of that.
Hold on. Let's talk about that real quick.
What?
That's an eviction. And once it's evicted furniture, it's
up
free for grabs. It is. That's not stealing. because that property was left on the corner.
Oh.
And
Okay.
you should have known that your property was going to be put out on
You
the
should
corner.
have been checking on your lease.
You should have been checking on. You know you ain't pay your rent in over, what is it, 90 days I think it takes for them to
Yeah.
be able to even evict you.
Yeah.
You know you didn't do it. So you know at some point they're going to put your stuff out.
So that's not stealing.
I don't think so.
That's a blessing. But
I don't think it's a blessing either.
You taking the time out the
You
store.
are taking your chances getting some nasty furniture off
Ew.
there. I mean,
Oh my
you
God.
get a chair could be full of bed bugs, anything. Ew. Now, but if it's a whole TV,
My skin is crawling.
I might just take it. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I ain't lying.
All right. We've established that we steal. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying I don't steal.
We politely steal. I guess.
Accidents happen to me.
Accidents and blessings happen.
There
Okay.
you go. All right.
All right. Number 9, and this is for all the Karens and the Kyles out there.
Well,
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
God said stop that blood clot line.
Boom! It's literally.
Quit the line out
And
here,
mind
folks.
your business.
Right.
God,
Mind your entire
Business.
black business. Okay.
please.
I tell people that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna mind my black business. I don't know what's
I
going
said
on
that
over
today
there
at work.
but it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yep.
Now, I do believe though, and see something, tell something. If I'm seeing
yeah.
somebody being kidnapped, I'm gonna say something, right? But if I see some shifty looking characters on somebody's porch, I'm gonna say something. But that don't mean just because I'm walking around in a store
Right.
with my child
Right.
that all of a sudden I'm here to steal
Yeah.
or vandalize
Yeah. I got money.
or I'm not supposed to be in this area.
Right.
I told you that happened to me just a few weeks ago with my child. Somebody stopped me at the lobby at my office.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about, oh, you ain't supposed to be in here. Excuse me. Why?
Excuse me. There's a whole badge in my hand.
Right. Oh, you need a badge entrance. I know that. I just scanned my badge and got in.
I can't.
And tell me I'm not supposed to be here. But yes. But yes, don't bear no false witness against your neighbor.
Put the phones down and stop calling the
Just
law
Stop it.
for stupid stuff. Okay. And the last commandment, I'm glad it's only 10, by the way, because if it was 20, I'd be like, I can't. There's more in the whole.
Well, again, I
book.
think there was more, but
Yeah.
he broke the.
But he's just focusing on the 10 right now.
Right.
And the last one says, thou shalt not covet. And I wonder why this is number 10. It should be a little bit higher, but
But maybe he saved the best for last.
I almost started singing. I almost started singing.
Sometimes
The snow comes down in
June.
June. Sometimes the sun comes
That's gonna make you cry.
I know, right? I want to wrap myself up in my little in my
no.
cardigan. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
All right, Vanessa Williams.
let me just read the scripture real fast.
Okay.
It just says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor." So basically, whatever your neighbor has, your coworker, whoever, if they got something that you like, don't be jealous. Just be like, all right, good
don't
job.
be jealous and don't like harbor on trying
Resentment
to
and- yeah.
right, but or trying to well she got that I have
We'll have to one up her.
yeah, or one upper.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that because I'm a good one upper. I'm a good for a one upper.
Oh,
But that's more for like if someone does something to me.
Yeah.
I'm still working on my 10
I
Commandments.
was like, wait a
obviously, in
minute.
life.
I know that's in here somewhere.
yeah, you're not supposed to do that. But that is me. I mean, I think it's a Scorpio.
I don't know. Some people do have a Scorpio. Jesus Christ. Some people do have a spirit of jealousy on them. I don't think I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
I just don't understand it.
I don't have time to be jealous.
Well, because my thing is be appreciative of what you have.
Yeah.
And what your blessings are. Because you don't. Okay, this sounds. We just went from Vanessa Williams, but now I'm about to go to Biggie. More money, more problems.
Hey.
Because just because you see some people with some nicer, fancier things in life, that don't mean she being a whole background singer.
See, I'm low, right? I was
know.
letting you speak.
Hey, you go for it. I don't care. It sounds great to me.
Come in. Okay. Sorry, y'all.
But just because you see people with extravagant things, don't think they don't have problems. They don't have issues.
That is correct.
So you got to count your blessings for what you have, right?
Yep.
Be appreciative.
Yep.
And when it's your time, it's your time.
You have to literally be thankful every day. Have gratitude for all the things that you have every day.
Right. Because I don't understand. And I don't know if that's just how my parents raised me. I don't. I literally cannot logically understand people being jealous of someone. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Because it's weird to me. Like, why? Okay, so her hair is blonde. Okay. Why would that make you? Why would that turn you into a single white female? Yeah. Where you just want to now all of a sudden
and throw the dog out the window,
right? Dye your hair blonde and become a whole nother person. That's crazy to me.
I can't do it.
And yeah, so what? Your neighbor may have a Range Rover, and maybe you can work towards getting yourself one, but that doesn't mean you have to kill yourself trying to achieve that. Because guess what? By the time you get that Range Rover, they may be off to a Hummer or
something else, right? Something a little bit bigger, but that little right.
They ain't thinking about you.
I ain't thinking about you. Sorry, y'all. I'm really bad with song association.
I mean, all of us are.
Sorry,
everyone of our skin tone, I think, is.
But I do agree with you on that. I can't. And it's not in me.
Yeah.
I like to congratulate my people.
Yeah.
When they get a promotion, when they get a new car, when they get a house, when they get a baby. It's like, oh my God. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I can't be like, oh my God, no. Like,
right. Oh, she got a house before I got a house.
It does not work that way.
For
me.
Me either. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I can't do it.
Either way. But,
yeah.
And I think maybe that's, like I said, why he saved that one for the last, because I think there are a lot of people out there who strive to have things just because other people have them. Not that they necessarily even want them. I think it's just because they got it. They want it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know. But thank God that's not over here.
Yes.
Do your thing. Trust and believe. But,
right.
So yeah.
And that's funny because see, this is the one. This is okay. So after that last commandment, here's the scripture I was looking for. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, "Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die."
Wait.
Okay, they was trembling with fear. And Moses said unto the people, "Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not." And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was.
Moses crouched back like, "I told y'all." Mm-hmm. He's like, "I told y'all."
Right. Right. He was like, "I tried to tell y'all. Y'all up here talking about, oh, we don't know if you had died and if you was coming back. I'm up here handling business. And y'all out down here acting monkeys and embarrassing me." Do you know how embarrassing? See, this is how I keep telling y'all. This is why the Lord knew what he was doing when he made me be alive in this certain time.
Hello?
Okay? Because I would have been like, y'all are embarrassing me. I'm out here. I'm begging for your life and for your freedom out here. I've been down here in the trenches with God trying to get y'all set free. And here y'all are making golden calves, having an orgy, thinking I'm dead. Them lost your entire faith.
Playing my brother.
In the matter of 30, 40 days. Have y'all lost your entire mind?
I can't even see.
I needed Moses' blackness to come out then, because he should have went smooth off. Like, for real.
I think that's part of what, going back to a couple episodes with the speech impediment, he probably wanted to say a whole bunch. Moses said, "Oh God, you know what? I'm gonna go over here, okay? Because what I want to say, I can't get it out."
Oh my God.
I love Moses, bro. I love you. I promise, I do. I do.
I told you he's my man crush Monday. Moses, you my MCM, bro.
Sephora go get you. That's my man.
Listen,
You better stop.
You better get in line behind Michelle. I already talked about Barack Obama, so they're coming for me. I heard you was talking about my man.
My man.
So, but basically, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why he was so frustrated. He couldn't get it out. He just threw them tablets because he was like,
I just can't deal with y'all. Just look. Get on my nerves.
So after all of that,
yes,
that's when it goes into the book of the covenant, which it says, the Lord said to Moses, you should tell the children of Israel that you've talked to me, blah, blah, blah. He said, make sure that they do not make me with gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold. Right. Okay. So, but at the same time, I think God was like, you know what? I know these people too well. And I know I just told them, don't make an idol. Don't worship no other gods.
Yeah.
But they still are going to question Moses. And now I done came down here and they done seen me talk and now they scared. So I can't talk to them directly. So I think this is when he's like, go ahead and fashion an Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
And I will, while the ark travels with you all, because I think they built the ark and they built a tent that the ark stays in.
Or something, yeah.
And every time.
They always building something.
They built a tent because God was like, every time Moses come up this mountain and talk to me, y'all act fools. So guess what we gonna do? Because I can't come down there and talk to him in front of y'all because y'all scared. But then if you come up here and talk to me, y'all don't know how to act right. So let's build this ark in this tent and I will appear inside the tent and talk to Moses. Only Moses can enter the tent. But the ark is where I'll do my voice.
These people needed something tangible to look at.
They did. Because it was like convenient amnesia with these people. Like they would just quickly, for whatever reason, forget. Like, oh, well, God did just. I'm sorry. Okay. If God right now first of all, we would all be terrified. Let's keep it real. But if a whole cloud of smoke just politely set itself down right here in front of my lawn and started talking to me, I'm going to tremble with fear as well.
I'm going upstairs.
But it's still enough for me to be like, okay, I got you, God. I get it. Like, I get what you're saying.
I'll be honest, I don't get it. I'll be like, is it safe?
Right.
You let me know.
So he had to, like you said, fashion something tangible so they can be like, okay, Moses didn't leave us, so we ain't worried about him being dead. And yet God's not appearing right in front of us to where we are terrified in horror.
I can't.
So they build this ark, which guess what? I don't know how I missed this as a child. Did you realize that the first Indiana Jones was based off of that?
Yeah.
I did. What we were doing, I love to binge a good movie series, you guys.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, maybe it was the Lord talking to me, because he was like, oh, watch Indiana Jones.
I love Indiana Jones.
And I was watching it and I was like, hold up. That's the ark, supposed to be the Ark of the Covenant. I am 45 years old today when I realized that Indiana Jones from 1980 something was about the Ark of the Covenant.
Yep.
I remember the third one with Sean Connery. Yeah, was about the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. Yeah, that one I always knew. Tied into the Bible.
And of course, the Temple of Doom was my favorite one.
Imam Shabai.
No, sorry.
That's all right. But the first one, I don't know. It never clicked in my head as a child or even as a teenager, or in my 20s, because it ain't like this was not the umpteenth time that I've seen that Indiana Jones.
When I'm stuck on something, I tend to watch it over and over again. So I've always watched Temple of Doom. I didn't go back to rewatch Ark of Covenant, that one.
Yeah.
But I knew what it was.
I don't even remember the title. I don't think it doesn't say the Ark of the Covenant in the title.
It's just Raiders of the Lost Ark, isn't it?
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, yes. Ark, as in Ark of the Covenant.
It's not Noah's Ark, y'all.
Man, let me tell y'all, didn't even click at all until this past weekend.
How many Indiana Jones? That one, the
There's
Holy
4
Grail
right
one.
now.
Wait, hold. The Ark, Holy Grail, Temple. Ark, Temple of Doom, the Holy Grail one,
or the Last Crusade is what they call it.
Yes, and then the
Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, and then now they're making the new 5th one. Yeah, it hasn't came out yet.
Yes, okay.
Did you know the crystal? I know I am deviating. Sorry,
it's fine.
everybody.
It's totally.
You know the Crystal Skulls is real too.
No, I didn't know that one.
Yes, they're Google it, y'all. Okay, love a Google.
Now I have to go watch it.
Well, yeah, watch it, but Google Crystal Skulls. They're real. They're real alien-shaped crystal skulls that were found, and they're kept. I don't know. I don't think it's Area 51, but it's kept somewhere secret.
Area 51.
But there's like real pictures of like when they architect and digged it up and all that stuff.
I can't stand Google. I'm Googling right now. You know what comes up? Crystal Skull vodka. I can't.
That's funny. Anyways, but yeah, clicked. I was like, wait a minute. That's the Ark of the Covenant. So he had them fashioned. So basically, you guys, chapters go by.
Yes.
It's kind of similar to when he had Noah build the ark, where they were doing all the measurements and da-da-da. So these chapters, the next few chapters are him talking to, what was that guy's name? This is a guy,
let me see.
I can't remember his name, but basically he was like a really good architect. And he fashioned him and a group of people to actually help build the Ark of the Covenant.
It was long.
It was long. It goes into every single measurement.
Every cranny. It's like each frame must be 15 feet high and wide and make this frame.
Yeah.
Acacia wood. That's that right? Acacia?
I don't know. I never actually know how to say
put
that
the
word.
Ark's cover on top of the Ark of the Covenant inside the most holy place. Hallelujah. It's a lot. This is a lot.
Yep.
Good Lord.
And I mean, in between that, there's some more additional, like, quote unquote orders, if you will, not necessarily commandments, but like, here's one. If a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as to the men servants do. If she please not her master, who have betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed? I'm telling you, I don't even know.
I'm not even gonna pretend.
I can't. And then if he taketh another wife, her food or her raiment or the duty of marriage, she shall not diminish. So there's like a couple of other rules, I guess, are established. So, and like this one, he that stealeth a man and he selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death, which is basically you stealing men and making them slaves. You need to be put to death. So, and then a curse upon his father, a curse upon his mother. Like he wasn't playing with these people. He was like, in case y'all did not understand, let me make it clear. So that happens. Then, like I said, they're fashioning the covenant, the Ark of the Covenant. And then they start talking about the priest in Exodus 28. So since Aaron was actually the one who was the vocal
brother
person, the brother of the miracles, his lineage is actually the priesthood. Yeah. So it says, like, it goes into, of course, the begats and who, all his children and his sons, And then as you go further down, it talks about once that ark is finished and built, only Aaron's sons and his lineage are the only ones who are allowed to touch and carry it. Ooh. No one else is. Because I think at one point they even say someone accidentally touches it and like dies immediately.
Disintegrates.
Yeah. God said,
somebody always turning into salt in this.
Man, listen, he said,
in the Old Testament. Pew!
He said, don't play with me.
Don't touch it. Don't touch. What did Mr. say in Color Purple? I don't fix that mailbox so I know when it's been messed with. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay, so is it this guy?
Bezalel? Busy Bone.
It's the thuggish, ruggish bone.
Him. Yes, him.
Yes. He was one of the ones, I think, that was fashioned or ordered. I don't know. Asked, requested.
Told.
Yeah.
Like, you can make this.
Yeah. And then if we are actually following the scripture, it ain't until after all of that when they actually did the golden calf. I know the
Yeah.
golden calf scene took place ahead of it in the movie.
Yeah.
But
They had to
after
just
that, but
loop
yeah,
everything together.
because again, God bless it. When Moses was up there, having a good old deep conversation with God, talking about, all right, you gave me the orders. We got the commandments. We did this. We got the rest of the orders. I done told the people they scared of you. I get it. We gonna order such and such. We gonna make this the tabernacle, the tent, and the Ark of the Covenant. We working on it. Blah blah blah. And so he up there, he chopping it up. They having a good old conversation. He probably was like, "Yo, it was crazy what you did back there in the Red Sea." Yeah, did you see Pharaoh's face? He was like, did you see Ramsey's face when the wave came crashing down?
Oh,
right.
Son.
Right. And God was like, listen, I just had to do what I had to do. I kept telling you that his heart was gonna be hardened. I wanted him to let my people go, but he ain't do it. So I ain't got to do. I had to do what I could do.
He ain't get it.
He's probably like, I know, but I mean, some of it was kind of wild though. Like you had them flies and them locusts. And everything was coming up in there.
And all the while, everybody down there having a good old time.
Right. And then this is when, like, they up there and it says, this is Exodus 32. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out the mountain. Just all it was is a little delay. Just a little delay. The people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him make us gods.
That's a shame.
Which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt,
Your boy.
we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, break off some golden earrings, which are in your ears of your wives and your sons and your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people broke the earrings off and brought it unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool after he had made it a molten calf.
I can't.
And they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar for it. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
As we discuss this, the more I think about it, Aaron should have got his butt whooped.
Because it's like you was part of the miracles, bruh.
Aaron kind of got off.
Like, how you getting swindled that quick?
And how you didn't get to account for your wrongdoings with your sky daddy?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
How did you skip that?
It's further in there. I don't know. I bet
it could be because there's a bunch of chapters after all that just go into stuff.
So it says, he's like, okay, so they rose up in the morning, they was doing some burnt offerings, and the people sat down, they was eating, they drinking, they was playing, they was partying, they was
playing spades.
They probably was. They're shooting craps in the corner.
Come on, snake eyes with your funky self. Come on.
Yes. They had turned this whole thing into, like you said, freaknik. Okay, they're having themselves fast. And God said unto Moses, go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of what I just commanded them not to do, and made themselves a molten calf, and they down there worshiping it and sacrificing.
That is the equivalent of telling your child, don't touch the stove because it's hot. Don't touch the stove because it's hot. Don't touch the stove. Psst, ow! Didn't I tell your dumb ass not to touch the stove? That's what that is.
That's exactly what it is. And then it's here. See, Moses had a good heart because Moses, even after all that, because God was like, you know what? I've seen these people, and guess what? They stiff-necked. I don't know what stiff-necked meant back then. I just know that, in other words, they hard-headed. Okay, you got to be some kind of funky attitude of a person for God himself to say,
you so stiff-necked.
These people is stiff-necked. Okay, hard-headed. Stiff-necked. And he said, you know what? That's it. My wrath, he said, I can't hold back. All the wrath is about to come up out of me, and I'm going to knock all these stiff-necked peoples upside their rough necks, okay?
Stiff and rough necks.
I'm about to knock them right upside it. And Moses, bless his heart, he was like, wait a minute. did you not bring these people out of Egypt with your great power and your mighty hand? Like, you just did this because remember, these are your chosen people. That's like, God, I forgot for a quick second.
He's like, oh,
yeah,
I did
he had
say
to
that.
remind him, like, these is the people. He's like, oh, you know what? Oh, you right.
I did say that. All right,
He's like,
fine.
You know what? You did.
But what you want to do? Because I'm tired.
Because he was like, he said, you know what? Just gone down there. And he just, yeah. He said, the Lord repented of the evil, which he thought he was going to do to these people. Because he was ready. He was locked and loaded. He was ready to let loose.
Trying to go.
Man. So, but Moses went down the mountain with the 2 tables of the testimony in his hands.
And that's when he tossed them.
Were written on both sides of the thing. And the tables were the work of God. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there's a noise in the war camp. He was like, I don't know what's going on down there.
There's a disturbance in
There's
the
something
force.
going on down there. You need to hurry up and come down there. And so they came down. He saw the calf and the people dancing. And Moses' anger waxed hot, is what they said.
That's the King James Version?
Yes.
Waxed hot.
It says, and Moses' anger waxed hot. And he
was
cast
38 hot, basically.
the tables out of his hands and break them beneath the mountain. And he took the calf for which they had made and burnt it in the fire and the ground into powder.
You wasted all that jewelry
And strawed it up in the water.
Stupid looking calf. That's a shame.
And then that's when he was like, he went to Aaron and was like, why you do this? You allowed these people to bring a great sin upon us. And Aaron said, wait a minute, don't be mad at me.
So God did ask Aaron.
No, this is Moses.
Moses asked Aaron.
Moses asked Aaron. Aaron basically said, hey, don't be mad at me. You know how the people are. You know that they can get. This is a quote, people. Aaron's basically saying, don't be mad at me. You know how them people can get. They're pretty mischief.
Aaron, that doesn't tell us anything because you were taking part. You helped them get to the mischief.
If y'all want to look this up, it's Exodus 32, verse 22. I'm going to read it in King James Version. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief. So he was like, they just came to me. They said, let me do it. I was like, okay, well, whoever got, look, now I'm trying to explain. He was like, all right, well, whoever got any gold, break it off and give it to me and I'll make the calf.
Aaron, put your foot down, okay?
First of all, he ain't say
it's
that.
Too late now.
He ain't admit that he was the one like, oh, okay, let's do this. Run me your kids and your wives' earrings. He was just, he said, they gave it to me. They gave me the jewelry.
Aaron, you up there telling half truths. Because if I was down there in the middle of all the melee and all that, I'd be like, Aaron is the one who made the calf.
I would have been snitching.
He the one that told us to get the gold.
I saw everything. I would have been like, hey.
I gave him 2 gold hoops.
Hey, Moses, can you come here real quick?
And a Cuban.
I've been like, let me talk to you real quick behind the tent. So what happened was the people thought you was dead. They were saying that they didn't know what was happening and they got a little frisky. You know how, what's the old wife saying? Idle mind is the devil's playground. That's what they said. And they said they didn't know what to do. So they went and they asked Aaron to go and make things. And Aaron was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't mind. Just go bring me the jewelry. Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
Yeah, I would have snitched too.
I would have snitched.
And if I was Moses, I would have bopped Aaron across his head. Like, what's wrong with
that whole staff?
What's wrong with you?
You're supposed to have these people in control. You number 2. I'm relying on you to hold it down while I'm up here handling business. Me and God over here, we trying to get the rest of these commandments together, and you allow these people to act fools. What is going on?
Aaron, I hate to say this, but Aaron was a punk.
Yeah.
Aaron was a punk.
He was. So after that, that's when it says, Moses saw that the people were naked. For Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
Aaron, you a whole punk out there.
And then that's when it says, he was like, okay, well, if who's on the Lord's side, let them come over here. And the rest of y'all stand over there. Now, what's shocking to me is that anybody decided to still stand on the other side.
I wouldn't.
And that they didn't say, we all wrong, There's literally some people stayed separated. Why? I don't know.
Now, you know what's interesting about your Man Crush Monday as we wrap up our episode? Not what's interesting, but how do you summarize the man that Moses is, since this is your man crush?
Okay.
After everything we've discussed.
Moses was a holy man and a patient man.
Jesus.
Okay. And
with a stutter.
He did. He had his faults. But at the same time, he did his best with what he was given. And I praise him for his patience, because he was very patient. Because if I was him, I would be like, you know what, God, do what you got to do. Go and do what you got to do. True. Because I keep talking to these people, because this is, again, I know this is part 3 of Moses. So to summarize it all up, Moses had a very hard life. He was adopted. Didn't know.
Given away.
Right. He was given away, adopted, didn't know who his family was until he was well into his 30s, 40s, something like that. Then killed someone, ran off, found a wife, found a new camp, found new family. A bush of fire appeared to him and talked to him and said, you got to go back and go set the people free. He has to go and face the people where he knows he's wanted for murder. Go through all these plagues, be a part of those first few plagues, because remember, they affected everybody, the first few ones. Deal with all this, deal with your cousin who you grew up with, watching his child die because he was stubborn. Do more miracles, escape his wrath, just to come and watch people just act fools. And he still sat there after God was like, that's it, my wrath, I'm about to burn it all up. To say, oh, well, you know what? These are the people that you chose to set free, and that they are going to make a great nation. Right. And I let me help you.
Help me to help you.
Help me help you with these people.
So basically, you're telling us that you like a resilient leader of a man.
I do. Yes, I appreciate him.
Qualities.
I do, because he could have been a quitter. And I wouldn't have blamed him.
He could have left everybody.
He could have left.
He could have freed himself.
He was like, my family back at the camp. I ain't got time. My wife and my 2 sons. Right. I'm about to go.
I'm see y'all later.
And leave y'all right. I would have left y'all cold right in the desert.
I think I would have done the same.
And that's why I wasn't the chosen one.
Right. That's why I'm not.
Because it wouldn't
I gotta put me first, Lucius.
But it's true, because that's a lot of high stress to deal with.
It's true.
And he was very resilient. He dealt with that for 40 years.
Yeah. And that's what makes Moses one of the most prominent figures in the Bible, not just the Old Testament, the Bible.
Yeah. He kept holding on to, I think, the faith of God's word, knowing that these people were going to be a great nation. So he's like, regardless of the fact that they have the whole orgy, and regardless of the fact that they
made a stupid calf
this whole time about they starving and all, even though you raining bread down from heaven and all this other stuff, regardless of all that, they still gonna be somebody great. And so I'm gonna hold it down.
Moses was so great, they done made about 6-7 movies about him. And coincidentally, when this episode drops, it's going to be Easter weekend. This is the finale of our series, but Ten Commandments is going to be on TV.
Right.
And Prince of Egypt and the other one that you saw.
Oh my gosh.
And a few others, the cartoons. So yeah. We love a good Moses.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he's an OG.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. I'm just saying.
I just thought about that movie.
Which one?
Ever seen the movie South Central?
Yes.
Remember they kept saying OG Bobby Johnson? Yes, OG Bobby Johnson.
That's true though. I mean, we do got some OGs in the Bible, and he's like the original.
He's
OG.
like the.
I mean, Noah's an OG too, but
yeah,
because he was another one strong of faith. But Moses is an OG. Because Noah didn't have to deal with the people he was
right.
dealing with.
I was going to say Moses been through a whole lot more than Noah. But
Noah was on the boat for 40 days, for nights. He had to wander in the wilderness with these hard-headed people for 40 years in the desert.
Yeah.
And then still didn't even get to see the promised promised land after all that.
And he said, I can't go with y'all.
He said, I can't.
My journey ends right here.
Right
take this
here.
covenant.
My wife has died. My sons have gotten older.
Yeah,
you know, I done seen it. He said, I done seen a lot.
I've been through it all. I done seen it all.
Yeah. He said Aaron died. And then that's really when Joshua's story takes place.
Yes.
Because he passes it on to Joshua being the next leader of the remaining Israelites as they finally made it to the promised land, which was owned by other people at the time.
And as we bring this episode to a close, we get to talk about Joshua next time and discuss the Jericho and the song that they gave us.
Of Jericho,
and I'm going to sing that for you guys because when I was in Sunday school, that was a whole action song.
It was. You had to make the circle and everybody stomped around. You stomped. You had to stomp real loud and shout. Yes. So that's a great Bible school song, actually.
It so is. So
we might need to make that our intro.
I think say the word, I'm gonna do it.
I'm down.
Okay, good.
But yes, so we are finally wrapping up.
We have finally wrapped up the OG of Moses, and thank you, Moses, for all your service.
Yes, thank you, because I don't know where we would be right now without Moses.
We would be in Egypt. I'm just gonna say, let my people go.
Oh, bless his heart. We need to pour out some liquor for Moses.
I'll pour up just for him.
He went through some hard stuff.
Yeah,
man. All right, y'all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode in this 3-part mini-series, if you will.
Epic mini-series.
Epic mini-series.
The Man Bride Chea.
And we'll catch y'all next time.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.